The Chargers are up 27-0. There's no way they're going to lose this.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Washed Athlete Podcast and another episode of This Week in Sports. We are the Washed Athlete Podcast. We are a group of college guys at the University of Pittsburgh, and pretty much on this podcast, we cover our interests in daily lives. This episode specifically is regarded to sports, and we are not covering any sports today besides the NFL because the NFL season is heating up. So if you like this, drop a like, subscribe. It really helps us a lot as we try to grow this channel, and we're just going to get right into it. No NBA, nothing else. We're just going to do football and run down the week of games. We'll talk about some previous games because there's a lot to talk about, and I think where we talk about first is the Jaguars overcoming a 27-0 deficit against the Chargers.
I am honestly, at this point, the Chargers are just the new Falcons. I don't know how they managed to do it. I don't know what curse this team has because they looked unstoppable in the first half. They had they have a 5-0 turnover ratio in the first half, and they lost the game. Justin Herbert was lighting it up. The defense looked amazing, and somehow, someway, they managed to put up 3 points in the second half when they just put up 27 in the first.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how they did it.
I think Melvin Gordon cursed the Chargers before he left. It had to be it.
Honestly, I'm not sure how that happened. I mean, you guys remember the Colts game?
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, surely there's no
way.
Surely no way. And then it's the playoffs, so you're also thinking, of course there's not going to be a chance.
I heard someone talking about it with the passing game of the NFL and saying kind of how leads are not safe anymore because you can so electrically go down the field, get an 80-yard touchdown, and break the game wide open. And that's totally accurate because we see 33-0 is what the Vikings come back from earlier in the year with the Colts. And I mean, I was saying during the game, hey, the Jags might come back and win this. But, I wasn't I was fully believing that. But, there is the chance that, hey, you get a touchdown, you get a stop, and now you're within 13, and it's anyone's game, just how the league is. All you got to do is get Christian Kirk, Raj's favorite athlete, down the field for a bomb, and suddenly game's tied. So
does not deserve wideout one money.
So after the dramatic comeback now, they're going in the face of Chiefs, which I feel like everyone thinks is a juggernaut. And I was wondering, you guys, do you think the Chiefs team is being slightly overrated?
I think it's going to be one of those things where, if the Chiefs don't take the Jags seriously, I think they could go in there and punch them in the mouth. But again, it is the Chiefs, so whatever lead the Jags might have, whatever edge they could have, it's the Chiefs. They've done crazier with way less time.
Listen, but Trevor Lawrence has never lost on a Saturday.
He has never lost.
He's never lost on a Saturday.
Patrick Mahomes has never failed to make an AFC championship if he makes the playoffs, and Trevor Lawrence has never lost on a Saturday. One of these streaks will break. One of them will. Which one is it? I have no idea because that game, it could really go either way because they could punch him in the mouth, but it's
Travis Etienne legacy game.
It could be a Travis Etienne legacy game. The Chiefs defense is not that good.
Yeah, no, I honestly they had Daniel Sorensen for years. Peter knows I hate that.
Dude,
he's so trash.
Hate that man with a passion.
He's so trash. He would be on a team if I had Nagy. But honestly, the Chiefs are good.
They're so good.
They're really good, but it doesn't seem like they have that many guys. They have obviously Mahomes, Kelsey. They have Chris Jones, but
that's it.
Yeah,
they don't have many guys, but they're somehow good.
It's just Andy Reid is he's just dialing up plays that just allows these players to just get in positions to be able to do exactly what they do.
Yeah.
Well, even the defense, the defense can still somehow
they have Chris Jones,
but they have nobody.
They're not really that good. They're ranked one North League. This is where I think the Chiefs are going to win this game. Don't get me wrong, but I think the Chiefs team is being a little bit overrated.
Yeah,
I saw the line open at 8.5. I don't know what it is right now, but
that's kind of a good bet.
I wouldn't. The Jaguars' defense is not much better than the Chiefs' defense, if at all. And you could argue, positionally, the Jaguars just have as many weapons as the Chiefs on offense, except for the fact that Andy Reid is a better coach than Doug Peterson. Yeah. Doug Peterson's a good coach, but Andy Reid is better. And Patrick Mahomes is the most talented quarterback who's ever lived. Those,
talented,
those are that is what's separating these two teams. I think this game's could be a lot closer. Now, I don't know what Trevor Lawrence was saying, that he thinks that Jacksonville is louder than Arrowhead. He was saying that he doesn't.
That's literally false. That's literally.
I think he
not
meant
true.
that I think he meant that from his college days, where he played in the loudest state. I do.
No. He said it would not be as loud as Jacksonville.
Oh, did he? Oh, then I have.
What? Actually, it's Clemson. So I don't know.
It's Death Valley. So
no, he was interviewing. They were like, "Oh, are you concerned about the noise in Kansas City?" And he goes, "I don't know if it will be louder than Jacksonville."
Okay,
he's played in some loud stadiums in college.
But no,
like,
but the fact that he said specifically, I
Jackson.
thought, okay,
Kansas City.
I thought he was saying it was from his colleges. If he said specifically Jacksonville, then it's
Yeah.
going to be louder than Jacksonville.
I mean, that's just like, didn't they literally have like the loudest, like, didn't they
Yeah.
set the record?
Yeah, because it's like Death Valley. 'Cause it's like in kind of like a bowl sort of. So
Yeah.
like,
No, I'm talking about Kansas City.
Oh, they
remember-
might
I
have
thought
set
they
that
said
saw
record.
something
They
like
might have
that.
broken
Who?
the.
Kansas City. I thought they broke.
They
like,
might
the
have broken the record that the Seahawks had for a little
Yeah,
bit.
the Kansas City broke the record. Yeah.
So then,
So it's going to be loud. I think this is the game that could. I think it's going to be close. I don't think it'll get out of hand. I think the Chiefs win by like 6 or so points. What do you guys think?
I
Yeah.
really think it's going to be a shootout. That's going to be close,
Well,
but
again,
it's going to be close. But
It'll
I
be
feel like
close.
it's going to be a high-scoring shootout.
it
Yeah.
might be. I hope it is because that would
That'll
be
be exciting.
crazy.
Are we overvaluing the Jaguars though? Like they did just come back and beat the Chargers, but are we also like?
But the Chargers-
I don't
overvaluing-
think so. The Jaguars
They
started.
looked really good. The Chargers look really good. Like they have better guys. I'd argue than the
Jacob, they
Chiefs.
came back from a 5-0 turnover deficit.
I'd say they have better guys than the Chiefs, but the Chargers just fold. Like they just continue.
Well, I understand the Chargers
But-
fold, but coming out of that kind of deficit,
No, I agree. That's impressive, but I still can't see the Jaguars.
As someone who
doing
watched Doug
at least
Peter-
10 points.
As someone who watched Doug Peterson coach my football team for a couple years, Doug Peterson is going to be uber aggressive in this game.
Doug Pearson coached the Cowboys.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Cool.
He's going to be super great. He'll go for it on 4th and 2 and bad spots on the field just to put the pressure on the Chiefs. So I don't.
That's fair.
The Chiefs are there's going to be a couple plays in this game where the Chiefs are like hoping they'll punt the ball and they're going to give it back to Patrick Mahomes. Doug Peterson's going to go for it and they're going to convert and it's going to keep the Chiefs offense off the field. So it's going to be like a 24-30 game. Chiefs win, but like they might have to rely on like their defense to make a final stop at the end of the game.
That comes out of that.
All right.
I don't know about that.
It's on record.
Bet
It's on
the
record.
exact score.
All
That's all I'm
right.
saying. Moving on, Giants versus Eagles, and fortunately here we have a resident Giants fan and 2 resident Eagles fans to break this
Who's the
down.
second one?
Oh yeah, because you're a Cowboys fan.
You guys are the worst. Daniel Jones, huge game against the Vikings.
Yes.
I mean, everyone's got to be feeling confident. He's coming up for a contract extension. It looks like he's going to get it. But Daniel Jones is playing for the biggest win for the Giants in the last decade. Since 2012, you can't make an argument this is the most important game they could win since then.
Yes.
So, like,
absolutely.
Peter, thoughts?
Well, first of all, I would like to just say the Vikings were frauds all along. I think we've all kind of thought that. The fact that they were 11-0 in one-score games and only beat the Giants, who were down 2 of their best defensive players on a 61-yard game-winning field goal 2 weeks before. Kind of telling. Brian Daboll is an absolute god. I don't know how he's managed to create.
Roll Tide.
I don't know how he's managed to create Josh Allen
Claim
and
it.
Daniel Jones.
Hey,
Trevor Lawrence is a
I
better
think so.
quarterback than anybody that's ever come out of Alabama. But I think this was just like this last game against the Vikings. It was just a masterclass on how to expose a defense, because what the announcers were saying the entire game is that the Vikings have a problem with slant routes. They have a problem with the underneath routes where they have a clear out and the linebackers and safeties can't communicate. And that's all they threw the entire game was these shorter routes that would cut through, and they just ripped that defense apart. Saquon's back. Daniel Jones is playing like Vanilla Vic. Isaiah Hodgins should be getting paid $72 million. Exactly.
Yeah.
Isaiah Hodgins had 8 catches,
He's him.
105 yards, and a touchdown.
He was walking around with wide receiver 1.
He was on the Bills practice squad, got cut, they signed him, and then he's looking like a better version of Kenny Galladay. Even though Kenny Galladay threw a $72 million block during the game,
I saw
that was
That
legit.
was crazy.
But yeah, I think, like, here's my thing. Do I think the Giants are going to win? No. The Eagles are so unbelievably talented. It is hard to beat a team 3 times in a row, and the Giants are hot right now. I think it's going to be more of like a slugfest. I'd say it's going to come down to like the defenses. Essentially, like if you can contain Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley, and you can get a pass rush going, you're going to beat the Giants.
Yeah, let's get a weather report real quick on this game.
Is-
Looking like a nice 43 and sunny. So it'll be a little cold, but
It'll be a little cold.
no
but
inclement
nothing-
conditions,
nothing crazy there.
as the
But
high,
yeah.
but it'll be a night game.
But yeah, if you can stop the play action, you can stop the Giants. That's
Yeah.
really what it's going to come down to, and I think the Eagles' defense can do that. I think that the Giants' defense, now that we have everybody's going to be healthy, I think they're going to be able to put up a fight against the Eagles, but it's going to be a really, really hard challenge.
Mhm.
How much is Daniel Jones supposed to be making? Like this?
I have no idea because he was a free agent this year because they declined his 5th-year option. But he doesn't seem like the kind of person that's going to be picking up like a really big contract because like he's just like that kind of guy.
Yeah.
And like he seems like he would take a more team friendly deal because it's like who else is going to?
No one's going to pay.
Yeah.
Exactly. No one's going to.
$250 million.
You would just rather like Daniel Jones is good, and I think he
Yeah.
should be the quarterback for the Giants for
Yeah.
going forward. That being said,
But no one else is going to really.
if you have a top 15 pick, you could just draft one of the young guys and hope they'll be
Yeah.
Daniel Jones or better.
Exactly.
There's just no point in paying Daniel Jones a bunch of money when you could pay a rookie quarterback $5 million.
So like, there's no real like market value for him. So I think it's like I think he wants to stay with the Giants too. So it's more of just like we just need to figure it.
Also, the
out.
Giants are going to take him back happily. So
Oh yeah,
I think
absolutely.
this is a win-win situation here. There's now no like conversations.
He's proved himself.
Yeah, there's no Jimmy G conversations. Like he'll be the starting quarterback for the Giants.
We
Raj,
did say at the start of the season, I think it was either you or Justin. One
It
of
was
you
like a
said,
make or break year for
yeah,
Daniel
for
Jones.
Daniel Jones.
Yeah, and he's made it.
it probably was both of us, honestly.
We said the same thing about Hurts.
Yep.
He's proved himself this season.
Exactly. They
So
both
get
proved
Raj, give
themselves.
us your Eagles take.
So, I mean, we're being counted as underdogs once again.
What?
According to who?
Instagram comments, calling it, we've been
Listen.
You're letting the Instagram.
You are
Yeah.
so soft. You're trying to reach the bottom of the barrel to put a chip on your shoulder. You had the best record in the league. You were nearly undefeated for the longest time. And you are saying you're underdogs? You're the 1 seed.
Let me have 2018 vibes again, okay?
No, you don't get 202018 from this. You don't get to be the underdog.
Alright, fine. I won't
Yeah,
take
They're
the
like
underdog.
7-point
Yeah.
favorites.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm checking the line right now because I want.
shut up.
Boston's got any touchdown score.
Oh, no,
Boston's
Hammer-
got-
okay.
They're 7.5 point favorites.
Boston Scott plus over 60
Oh yeah, that's
yards.
we can't give out betting advice, but hammer Boston Scott money line against the Giants always.
One of the Giants DC said that Boston Scott wasn't a Giants killer, and I was like, dog, that's just like
That's
inaccurate.
Rick Martindale.
He has
Yeah.
10 of his 18 touchdowns
Against the Giants.
Against the Giants, yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
he's literally a third string running back. Only does well against the Giants.
Yep.
I
every
thought
time.
that was Miles Sanders.
No,
Miles is one.
He's the
Kenneth
starter.
Gainwell is two.
No, I thought Miles Sanders.
Miles
also
is not the
no,
Giants
no,
No.
it's
player.
Boston Scott.
Right.
Okay.
He only scores touchdowns against the Giants.
Yeah.
Okay, but legitimately though, the Eagles, we have the weapons, we have the potential, we have everything we need to take us to the Super Bowl. But game by game, we have everything we need to win this game.
Yep.
All we have to do is not underestimate Danny Jones.
Yeah.
We're not going to underestimate Saquon, but
No.
contain him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And just make sure our D-backs, Slay and I said the word.
James Bradbury.
James
Oh,
Bradbury.
I thought you
Wow.
didn't know the
No,
other.
I said the word, but whatever.
Oh.
Bradbury and Slay, as long as they can contain your receivers, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah.
And we have way too much talent on the D line not to get a pass rush in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the keys for us to win the game. And the offense, as long as we can keep rolling like we've been all season, we'll be good.
Jacob?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's Eagles win. I think it's pretty straightforward. I think Daniel Jones is kind of giving me like Kirk Cousins vibes, like low key.
No.
They don't
No,
need the
no, no, no,
opposite
no,
of
no,
Kirk
no,
Cousins.
No. I'll say it this because of this. I think Daniel Jones is going to be in a situation similar to Kirk Cousins, where Kirk Cousins, he's not like elite, but he plays well enough each year to keep himself as the starter. I think Daniel Jones is going to be in that.
Well, listen, I think Kirk.
Because look, Daniel
Jacob.
Jones just had a great year,
Kirk Cousins is the definition of a mediocre quarterback, though.
but he's good enough each year to just barely keep himself happy.
Barely.
I think we need to see more from Daniel Jones. I mean,
I think
listen, Kirk Cousins has not even had a good playoff history, and right now Daniel Jones has one good playoff game. So,
How
like,
old is Danny Dimes?
I think he's like 25.
Yeah.
He's still young, yeah.
yeah. So,
I think he's going to be like that.
this is the worst game of the weekend, in my opinion. Giants. I think Giants.
It's the
Eagles,
most lopsided.
I think it's the most. Even though the Chiefs are 8.5 point favorites, I would hammer Jags on that. That's just a huge line. Giants Eagles 7.5 point line. I think this could get ugly. Now, there's a world in which it stays close, but
It could get ugly.
I think
Yeah.
the Eagles slept walk in Week 17 against the Giants. Like, the Giants put up a good fight with their backups, but it was like a weird game where the Eagles were super banged up and they were trying to get out of there. And the last time they played at full strength, for the most part, some injuries on both sides, the Eagles whacked the Giants.
Okay, you cannot say full strength. We were down everybody, and you can keep that in. I don't care. We were down to our 7th string receiver.
You still don't have any receivers.
Yeah, so don't say, oh yeah, these teams are both super healthy. We were down like everybody
Yeah,
on
but so were
defense.
the Eagles were down people too.
Who were you down?
We were down Jordan Davis, Robert Quinn. We were down,
Robert Quinn's a rotational guy.
But we just traded for him. He's a ex-Pro Bowl pass rusher.
Yeah, but he's a rotational guy.
He's still important.
Justin, we cannot take the high road on this.
You
There's
can't.
nothing we can say.
I'm
No.
saying we whacked the Giants the last time we did.
Yes.
it.
Well,
You did.
yes, we did, but we cannot take
So,
the high road.
I
here
think
and
this
say
game-
we were injured.
That's fine. I think this game really has the potential to get ugly, especially if Jalen Hurts is playing well. Now, the Eagles' injury stuff is going to have a little bit of an effect on it. I don't know if Lane Johnson is playing.
Okay.
If he's
Really?
He tore his abdominal muscle.
It's a
But it's not. It doesn't need surgery to.
it's a
repair.
really rough injury.
Yeah.
Would, if this game gets any time where we're up by 10, I would pull the guy because
You
if
don't
he,
want to
if he
risk the injury,
re-tears
man. You
it,
don't
he's
want
out for the rest. But
Yeah.
Kayvon Thibodeau can have a really good day if Lane Johnson's out. Kayvon Thibodeau, data shows that if Lane Johnson's in, Kayvon Thibodeau is going to do nothing the whole game.
Yeah.
Lane Johnson's simply going to shut him down. But if Lane Johnson's not playing and you have a backup in there, I think Kayvon Thibodeau could really disrupt that. And if Jalen Hurts is under pressure, I don't know what he looks like with his shoulder. He's not on the injury report, but it doesn't mean he's still not feeling his shoulder.
Exactly.
I don't know if he's gotten injections or anything. So that's the only thing that scares me. But otherwise, I think the Giants are really going to struggle to get a good offense going. I think the Giants score under 20
Your line
points.
is hurt right now.
It would be our right side.
It's Hassan Reddick's favorite side.
Yeah.
To rush.
You literally said the other thing the other day.
Did I?
You did. You said Hassan Reddick's. You said he rushes up the middle.
No, I said the right.
Dude.
I know. Why would Hassan Reddick rush up the
Okay.
middle? He's an outside dude.
Hassan Reddick is on the right side of the defensive line, right?
He rushes the right side of the O line.
No, he rushes the left side of the O-line, right side on defense.
Left side. That's
Ah.
Andrew Thomas. That's the All-Pro.
I'm sorry.
Andrew Thomas is an All-Pro now.
Yes.
Wow.
He's been crazy. Yeah.
He is.
Giants have done a good job
He's
developing.
second team All-Pro only because Trent Williams exists.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
But he's 99 and bad.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Picks
Oh, for the game?
to the game, yeah.
It's gonna be Eagles.
Eagles.
All right. Yeah, Eagles by 14.
Would you like a spread or something?
I mean,
Like,
yeah, you want
this
to
is
give me
pretty
your
obvious.
prediction how the game's going to turn out.
I'm gonna say Eagles. If it's I'm gonna go Eagles -10.
I say Eagles -7.5. I don't want to count the Giants out.
I'm gonna give a score. I'd say it'll be like 31-17, something
Yeah.
like that.
I'm really excited to see how the Eagles do their defense. They haven't been doing a good job scheming defenses recently. Guys running up in the middle field. I don't know if that's just lazy, but I mean they've had 2 weeks to really prepare for this game.
Yeah.
And think about that. So it'll be interesting to see. Again, I think the worst game of the weekend. At least the Jags Chiefs. It could be a blowout, but I think there's some fun storylines there.
Yeah.
I don't really think anyone cares about this game, but a game that people do really care about is Bengals at Bills because this
That game.
this is the game that we were supposed to have
Oh
a couple
my
weeks ago, and then an
God.
unfortunate injury to Jamar Hamlin. We get it again. It's in Buffalo. I'll get a weather report in a second, but the big question is Jamar Hamlin showing up to the game?
I saw this meme saying NFL script writers with the Jamar Hamlin suits up in
Yeah,
the
as soon as
first
someone
snap.
plays, yeah. He goes in on a free safety blitz.
Kills
yeah.
No, he just tees off on T. Higgins. for
Yeah,
no
yeah,
reason.
literally, he just blindsides him, even though he said he has no ill will towards him. Just for some reason, he does. Oh my god, yeah. I mean, it looked like a great game.
Some potential snow in Buffalo.
I mean, when is there
Snow
not?
game.
But I mean, the thing is, it looked like it was going to be a good game a couple weeks ago. It still looks like it's going to be
Yep.
a really good
Yeah.
game now. Because the Bills do not look like world beaters anymore. They clearly have flaws that you can exploit. If you get Josh Allen off his rocker and you start hitting him early and often, he throws picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does. He throws picks.
2018 form.
And I think that the Bengals pass rush has enough talent, maybe not to get a bunch of
Yeah.
sacks, but at least to pressure him enough.
I think people underrate the Bengals defense. I think every time they're just oh, it's just Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon. Their defense is legit. They're not 49ers good, but they're a solid good defense.
Yeah.
People underestimate their ability to do. I mean, they got the 2 fumbles I think in that Ravens game.
Yeah.
That pretty much their defense is the only reason they won the Ravens game.
100%. The Bengals offense did not look good.
Thoughts on Eli Apple?
No.
Well, no, he's a
No,
bum.
he's horrible. We all can agree. We don't like Eli Apple.
Okay.
He is the worst.
I don't like him because he was a bust on the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
He's a bum. Who cares? But this is. I mean, there's not really much to say because it's going to be a really good game. It's going to
Yeah.
come down to the offenses
Mm-hmm.
who has the better arm that day.
Raj,
It's gonna be a shootout.
shootout. Yeah, I think it's gonna be
really
a
hope
shootout
it's
too.
going to be a shootout.
Yeah, let me look at the over under for
My
this game.
parlay's gonna go crazy for that game.
Oh my god! everybody anytime touchdown.
Over under 48.5, I would hit.
That's over. That's
Yeah.
an easy over.
I mean, we don't know
I have
that.
to
I mean,
do the over like right after the pod. But
thoughts?
I mean, I think this would be the game of the week, regardless of like the store, like the DeMar Hamlin situation.
When is it?
This is the
Sunday night, right?
afternoon game on Sunday.
Afternoon.
What's Sunday
good.
night? Cowboys Niners, yeah.
That makes
That's-
sense.
America's team.
But no, this is easily the game of the week. I think Trey Hendrickson's gonna have a legacy game.
Yeah,
He's
I
really
got
gonna
you.
have to. What pissed me off about Josh Allen is I think it was against the Dolphins where he was pushing and shoving someone.
Mhm.
Then because like I think
He
There's
just
Christian Wilkins.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
that
hit,
situation.
and then
he's a punk for that.
Yeah.
Come on. He starts pushing and shoving, then everybody starts attacking Christian Wilkins. And I don't like him because he played at Clemson. But he's still
granted, he did like at first. I think he was trying. So Christian Wilkins, I think, was trying just to get in front of him. He did end up hitting him kind of hard when he
Yeah.
didn't need to.
What are you told?
But-
You're a defensive line. You were a defensive lineman. When there's a pick, what are you supposed to do?
If
You're
you
supposed
tell
to
me
kill the
that your
quarterback.
coach,
You're
what is
supposed
wrong
to
with
go
you?
and- You're supposed to go block the quarterback.
Yeah, block. You're a menace.
That's what we're supposed to do. That's what
I
you
don't
were
think-
told.
Go and kill the
Not
quarterback.
kill the quarterback, but you're
That's
supposed
what you
to.
just
I
said.
don't.
quarterback
I don't.
out of
I don't have a
picture
problem with anything
for
Josh
that.
Allen did. Like he's the quarterback. If he wants to go shove a guy and then run away, like I don't really
He's
care.
a
Like
250-pound quarterback, and he like
Okay,
decides
not
to
250. First of all,
do that. He's 250.
he's like 230 something.
Okay,
Let's
he's
just
a
settle
huge. He's
for
a,
He's a big guy.
He's a huge quarterback. I didn't like that he did that. I thought it was just a kind of a weak move to start the altercation and just walk away.
Well, he
as
didn't
it-
start it.
He was very heavily.
What? Because he
involved.
hit the guy back?
He was heavily involved in the altercation. I think he should have at least stayed there instead of letting his entire team.
Yeah. Yeah. Stay in there, get injured. Go get
I
punched
wouldn't-
by
At
a
least
defensive
stay a
line.
little bit
After
closer.
Josh-
He literally just
after
walked.
Josh Allen's UCL injury this year,
Don't risk
I don't think he's.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Anyways.
worth saying there.
Anyways, I think that winner of this game, I think, probably will make the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All I can tell you is the Chiefs do not want to see the Bengals.
The Chiefs do not want to see the Bengals.
I also
I
don't want to see
kind
the
of-
Chiefs in the Super Bowl. So let's go Bengals.
I'm kind of drawn to taking the Bengals in this game. I don't even
Yeah.
remember what my projection was
I
before
think
the playoffs.
I think I'd take the Bengals too.
Yeah.
But
the
I'm-
way that they've been playing, because I think the
Yeah.
last game their offense wasn't good, and I think they're pissed.
Mm.
And their defense showed that they can like lock some teams down.
Yep.
I think the Bills might be somewhat emotional for the game
Yeah.
because of DeMar Hamlin.
It's either they're going to come and drop 50 on them, or they're not going to win.
Yeah.
It's going to be one or the other.
And like I feel like last week the Bengals they played down to the Ravens level. I think that's what
Well,
happened
so did the
last
Bills,
week.
but-
Well, listen,
yeah.
I think people are under they're like Ravens don't have Lamar Jackson. The Ravens have a outstanding defense. So like, and they've always played a division rival and the Bengals tough. So I think people like looked at that game. They're like, oh, the Bengals didn't have the best performance of the year, but like the Ravens team, besides from quarterback and wide receiver, is really good.
Yeah.
So I think people sometimes just like downplay how good the Ravens are. The Ravens were a 9-7, 10-6
They were a good
football
team.
team.
Yeah.
So they're a very solid football team. So I think people are like, and it's a playoff game. It is what it is. The key for the Bengals is getting constant pressure. Josh Allen fumbled the ball three times against
They need
Dolphins.
to hit 'em.
Single-handedly kept Miami in the game with
Mhm.
Skylar Thompson at quarterback. So if they need to blitz. They need to get to the quarterback,
Skinny Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
and they need, like you said, Trey Henderson has had a great game.
He has to.
Legacy game.
He
Yeah.
has to. Yeah.
He like get Josh Allen pressured, make him fumble the ball once or twice. If he starts getting nervous in that pocket and jittery, he's going to throw the ball downfield. He's going to get picked off. And if you start creating 1, 2, 3 turnovers, the game's over. You
Yeah.
can't give the ball back to Joe Burrow 3 times in a game. So,
You can.
and I think T. Higgins is going to have a really good game. I think they're going to do a lot to stop Jamar Chase, and
Yeah.
I think he's going to get a lot of underneath stuff. And they're going to be like, it's going to be another like T. Higgins had a big playoff game last year where he was just like
Yeah,
catching
he's
everything
popped off.
down. Yeah, and I think it's going to be a game, and it'll be a great moment when DeMar Hamlin's in the stadium.
Yes.
So we're all happy he is back. But the game that apparently everyone wants to see on Sunday night is Cowboys 49ers, although I think this is the game I'm least interested in this weekend.
Why you're not interested in watching your favorite team?
Nope.
What's your favorite team?
But like actually though, like the Cowboys, like I feel like they're just gonna go in so overhyped because they beat a geriatric quarterback,
Yeah, literally.
a running back who is not 40 years old but looks like it.
Who?
Leonard
Leonard
Fournette.
Fournette.
Oh yeah.
He-
Bowling ball.
Yeah. Playoff Lenny. But I mean, I feel like the Cowboys are going to go in very well. They know not to underestimate the Niners, but I feel like they're
Underestimate the 49ers. They're literally the best team in the league.
Yeah, underestimate that
It
game
goes
in the
without
league.
saying, but like it's like I feel like the Cowboys are going to ride this high. and beat
Actually, Mark
the
McCarthy would
Bucs.
do that.
Mike McCarthy go there like, they're the underdogs. We're better than them. And they just get steamrolled.
I feel like the Cowboys are going to try to ride this train of where they like beat up on a very bad football team. The entire division should be relegated, but I think the Niners are going to kill the Cowboys this week.
Okay.
I hope they do. I really, because obviously I hate the Cowboys, but like, I think because the Tampa Bay defense was not good.
Yeah.
Period. It was awful all game. And they are going against the best defense in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that offensive line.
Well, so I have an interesting note
Yes,
here.
yeah.
The secondary for the 49ers has not been great. They let DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett have a crazy second quarter on them
That's true.
in that game. Are you concerned at all about the 49ers secondary as it pertains to this game? Because, I mean, the Cowboys don't have a crazy offense, but they have
solid
they have Schultz and they have
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb at wide receiver.
The only thing that I'd say with that is I think the 49ers underestimated the Seahawks.
Mhm.
I think they really did
Mm.
because the Seahawks they essentially had no right being in there. Like they got in because some team lost and like they got in there, whatever. But I don't think they're going to underestimate the Cowboys. And the thing is about the Cowboys is that they need the play action.
Yeah.
And that front seven for the 49ers is absurd.
Yeah.
Like it is the best in football, hands down, bar none.
Yeah.
Like there's no way they're going to be able to get a true play action.
Mhm.
Because when you have Bosa on one side, the entire defensive line is solid, and then two essentially all-pro linebackers with Dre Greenlaw and 54
Fred Warner.
the actual all-pro. Those two are absolute monsters.
Yeah.
Like there's no way that they're going to be able to get play action going.
Except when he ruined my parlay.
Who?
Fred Warner. I
Oh,
think
did he?
was he the one that hit Gino?
No,
Oh.
that was Jimmy Ward.
Yeah, thanks Jimmy Ward.
I think the part of the issue that the Bucs had is they couldn't really get that much pressure on Tom Brady.
Exactly.
Or on
Yeah.
Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
That's not happening.
Let's be clear. I picked the Niners to win the Super Bowl. I think it's crazy. Like I really understand how they can have Brock Purdy at quarterback. He's playing great,
Yeah.
but by no means.
Should he be doing this well?
Yeah, he shouldn't be doing this well. He's not an elite quarterback by any stretch.
Because he didn't do that against good competition.
I mean, he's playing really well, but I can't give
I
him
think-
elite quarterback.
I hear what you're
status
saying.
right
I think
now.
people are underestimating his 4 years at Iowa. Iowa State's not like a small. They're not a good program, but they're not a small program. They play like legit teams every year. He was there for 4 years.
He was
Jacob's about to
Iowa
throw a
State.
fit.
They were never that.
No,
they were-
Iowa State was never good, but they played against good opponents. So it's like Brock Purdy saw guys who were going to be playing in the NFL. So I'm not saying Brock Purdy's like a great quarterback, but I'm saying he's played big games before. It's not like
Yeah.
Brock Purdy's
No,
played like he's played bigger opponents than like you're like the guy you hate, Zach Wilson. Like he
Yeah.
plays in a tougher like conference than
Yeah.
Zach Wilson
Yeah.
played in. So I think like he was playing against guys who would make the NFL and be like trying to rush him in these games. So I think like he has experience in these type of moments.
And the thing
I
is, he
agree
was
with
a
that.
little bit shaky during the first part of the Seahawks game, but then once he started to get into the rhythm, he was fine.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you on that. I mean, still, Iowa State was. I think maybe they had a year, maybe. Other than that, I mean,
Yeah.
nah, they were not like that. They weren't that great. But I mean, he's been doing really well. I mean, the Niners, I just don't understand like how they can still be this good when they've had three quarterbacks. It's just been three, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've had three different starting
Mhm.
quarterbacks. Niners win. Niners win whoever they play against. Next week, Niners probably win the Super Bowl.
We'll cover that next week.
Yeah.
What's really exciting, I think, for me is like I'm excited to see what Kyle Shanahan does with Micah Parsons, like how because he's going to take him out of the game.
Yeah.
They're going to run the ball to the left a lot. They're going to have a good protection on the right. I'm very because he's not rushing on Trent Williams' side.
There's no way. Yeah.
So I'm very curious to see what he's going to do because I feel like this is going to be a game where everyone's like, "Where's Micah Parsons at?" And he's just got like three guys on him, just
Exactly.
like
just hitting
laying on top of
Yeah.
him. Yeah, and you're just going to be like, "Wow, they really took him out of the game."
Yeah.
The Cowboys can't get behind in this game. If they
No,
get behind,
they're done.
they're screwed. But I think if the Cowboys can come out, have a really good first drive where they draw up some really creative plays, try to get like up 7-zip, I think they can put pressure on the 49ers because they're going to have to force Brock Purdy to go down the field.
They need to force them into a shootout.
Yeah. And I think that's what they need to do. I don't think they'll do it, but I do think this game will be a little bit closer than we expect. The Cowboys have a solid roster.
Exactly.
And there's going to be, 49ers have a good fan base. It's not going to be a complete washout of 49ers fans. Cowboys fans are all over the place for God knows what reason. But so I think this game will be good, but Brock Purdy is going to bring him to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, Brock Purdy, CMC, Debo Samuel, George Kittle,
Brandon Ayuk.
Brandon Ayuk. Just all of the
boys.
Elijah Mitchell.
Predictions?
Check.
Use check.
I'm
Niners.
saying, I mean, yeah, obviously Niners, like they just have so many
I
guys.
think
on
they're going to
their
win by
team.
2 touchdowns.
Yeah, at least 2 touchdowns.
So you think it's the blowout of the week?
I think it's going to be a blowout.
I'm going to give the Cowboys some credit. I'm going to say it's going to be like 35-21.
35-21.
Yeah.
I'll go like
So 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
17.
Well, no, but I'm saying they're going to score more points.
Okay.
17 to
They're
23.
not just scoring.
Got
14.
it.
17 to 23.
Wow.
I think this could be a game where the Cowboys score late, like they're down
Oh, and
13,
then
they
just
score
garbage
they
time.
score
Okay,
7
I see,
late,
I see,
and
I see.
then because like they're just throwing a bomb, CeeDee Lamb catches a deep pass, they do an onside kick, 49ers recover, they kneel the ball out, and it looks closer than it is.
If the Cowboys were to win, though, obviously Micah Parsons has to have a legacy game.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard and
Has to
Zeke.
they have to
both have to have a legacy
They have to
game.
be running over those
Yeah.
attackers.
And obviously Dak Prescott. And I
Yeah.
think that happens.
I think this will be a really interesting game for Mike McCarthy because he's already coming back, and I think people have honestly given him a lot of crap on that team for Cowboys having like some decent. They've strung together a decent chunk of seasons with Mike McCarthy, so I'll be interested because like if they won this game, all the Mike McCarthy haters, which is pretty much everyone, like
Yeah.
no one likes the guy,
Yeah.
and like it's all just gonna be quiet because I mean
Yeah.
Jerry Jones said he's not getting rid of the guy, and I don't understand why they would. Like I understand like where Mike McCarthy falls short, but like I don't know. I made the playoffs and won a game. I wouldn't fire my coach.
At the end of the day, this is probably just going to come down to Mike McCarthy time management.
Yeah.
And hopefully he doesn't pull the exact same thing as last time.
Imagine it
It
happens.
happens again where they just lose.
Yeah, do the time management. That would be very interesting. But
Yes.
any last thoughts on the NFL this week?
Go Eagles, go Bengals.
That has been this episode of This Week in Sports. We're all looking forward to a good NFL week. Hopefully the games are like interesting and not just like a disappointment. That would really suck. But if you like what you saw here, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. We have another episode that comes out where we kind of just talk about our daily lives and whatever on our mind. So if you like this episode, go check that out. And otherwise, we'll see you next time on the Wash After Podcast.